This is TechCrunch. Spotify says its ability to direct its customers to external payment links in its iOS app has already had a positive impact on sales. In a newly filed amicus brief in support of Epic Games in its ongoing legal battle with Apple over external payments on the App Store, Spotify claims its internal data indicates that its recent update supporting web payments has resulted in a significant increase in iOS users upgrading to a premium subscription. Shortly after the U.S. District Court in Northern California ruled in favor of Fortnite maker Epic Games on the matter of external payments, Apple was forced to finally allow U.S. app developers to direct their customers to other ways to pay from within their iOS apps without having to pay Apple's commission. Now, iOS app developers in the U.S. can choose to tell their customers about web billing options and whether there's a discount for paying directly. Spotify was one of the first to update its iOS app to take advantage of the new policy. The updated version explains to customers what subscriptions cost, points them to its website to purchase, and allows users to purchase audiobooks directly. The results have been largely positive, Spotify wrote in the new filing. The 2025 order has created substantial benefits for developers and, more importantly, consumers, the filing states. Spotify's internal data shows that its iOS app updates have already resulted in a significant increase in iOS users upgrading to a premium subscription. Apple's compliance has also enabled new product innovations that would not have been possible without the injunction. Spotify said that its revised premium destination page in its iOS app tells free users how to upgrade to a paid subscription by offering information about prices and a link to a checkout page. Since adding the link and pricing information, Spotify says it's seen the immediate impact of the changes. In the 2 weeks the new page has been live, Spotify says the rate of conversions from the free to premium tier has remained relatively constant on Android, where Spotify has already been able to offer basic pricing information. Meanwhile, the conversion rate among iOS users has increased substantially, the company says. This strongly suggests that the increase is due to Apple finally complying with the injunction thanks to the 2025 order, Spotify wrote. Plus, the company adds that it's beginning to see the effects of audiobook purchases just 3 days after the new product options were launched. Spotify declined to share specific numbers related to the increases when reached for comment. Its brief joins those from Microsoft and others in support of Epic Games, as Apple tries to fight the injunction that upended its U.S. App Store business. Apple doesn't want to comply with the court's decision, which it's in the process of appealing, until all legal matters are fully settled. It also tried to keep Epic Games' Fortnite out of the App Store for the same reason, but the judge pressured Apple to allow the game back in the App Store or return to court to explain why Apple was in non-compliance with the ruling. On Tuesday, Fortnite went live on the U.S. App Store after a 5-year hiatus. The case between Apple and Epic now continues in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. Apple filed an emergency motion so it could revert to its old policy while its appeal was underway. However, the court decided not to grant the motion, saying the panel of judges would follow the default briefing schedule and then rule on the motion in due course.